Well, Merry Christmas everybody, and I hadn't planned on making a video today. I was gonna sit around, enjoy time with my family, sip on some eggnog, and wrap Christmas gifts. But you know, I was like, nah, I don't need that crap. But in all reality, I do have a few hours to spare, so I figured why not talk about some of my favorite Christmas movies of all time. And these are the movies I try to watch every Christmas, because you know what? They make me feel like a kid again. So first up, it's I Hate Peter Pan. It's the movie Hook, a completely underrated movie in my opinion. And if you don't like the movie, I completely understand why you don't like it, because it looks like it was all shot on some Hollywood studio backlot with a little too much hair lighting. And the little kid Jack in this movie, it's like, so what if your dad couldn't make it to a few of your baseball games? You're gonna take it out on him? He's working his ass off in corporate America to pay for the mansion you live in. Oh, by the way, if your dad didn't work for a living, you wouldn't have a baseball glove, would you, Jack? Okay. I want a party. I want a cookie. I want, me, I. Anyway, just a fun fantasy movie. You go to Neverland, you meet a guy named Rufio who has red skunk hair. Nice guy, I just wouldn't trust him with a sword. Next up, it's Bad Santa, starring Billy Bob Thornton, who plays a drunk alcoholic. Kind of a low life, and then in this movie he plays the same thing. He also plays a mall Santa, and the only reason he does this is to case the mall so he can rob them at the end of the holiday season. And in all reality, I could literally see my life going there in about 40 years. Here, I got you something. What is it, kid? It's a wooden pickle with my blood on it. Huh? What other movie are you gonna see that in? Oh, ho, ho. It's The Santa Claus starring Tim the Toolman Taylor, or Tim Allen as some people might want to call him. I like to call him that guy who was arrested in the 1980s for dealing cocaine. True story. Anyway, just a likable guy. Reminds me of like an uncle that I might have. And in this movie, you guys gotta respect the Santa Claus. Here's why. Santa dies in this movie. The guy falls off the roof and dies, then he fades into fantasy land. Anyway, this movie always kind of had a soft spot in my heart because, you know, it's about divorce, it's about spending time with your father only on the weekends, and I always seen myself as Charlie, except I didn't have a bowl cut. Put the cookie down! Or, I'm sorry, it's Jingle All the Way. A guilty pleasure of mine, probably one of the worst movies ever made, but it has Arnold Schwarzenegger chasing around town to get a Turbo Man doll, a cheap piece of Chinese plastic that's gonna break soon as you pick it up. But the message behind this movie is when the little kid at the end, you know, he gets his toy, and then he's like, you know what, Dad, I don't want this, and he gives it away to Sinbad, which, by the way, I'd be pissed if I was Arnold Schwarzenegger. I do all this work, I run around all day, spending all my time to buy you this little piece of crap, and you're gonna give it away to this guy who just tried to kill you? Okay, fine. Home Alone 1 and 2. Do I need to say more? Harry? Just, you know, a little kid named Macaulay Culkin, and two guys try to break into his house, kill him, murder him, and then take all his goods. I don't know if they were going to try to kill him and murder him, but in one scene, they do try to bite off one of his fingers. You know, to think about it, that's pretty damn dark. Anyway, a few of my favorite Christmas movies of all time, and I always like Buzz. Like, to my little brothers, I always kind of like Buzz. I always went up to him and said, I wouldn't let you in my room if you're growing on my ass. I'm gonna tell you guys a secret. When I was little, I always wanted my parents to leave me alone. I'm at home alone on Christmas. A couple guys try to break in my house, but I set up all these little booby traps, but here's the reality. None of my booby traps work. They just step over my micro machines. They come punch me in the face and take my TV. Okay, last but not least, and my favorite Christmas movie of all time, A Christmas Story. Now, do I really need to watch this DVD or own this movie? No, because they played on TBS 24 hours on Christmas, and I usually watch it probably about 2 or 3 times. And the leg lamp that Ralphie's dad gets in this movie, I always wanted one of those. Every year I'm tempted to buy one. I think they're selling them down at Walmart for like $29. I don't know, maybe I'll pick one up. So anyway guys, Merry Christmas to all of you, and if you don't celebrate Christmas, just have a happy 25th, you know? Go watch a good movie or something. So anyway guys, if you're in the Christmas spirit, check out my last video I made. It's my Bane impression with a Santa hat on. I think you'll like it. I talk about wanting to kill Santa Claus with a Bane mask on. And you guys can click right there to watch that video. And by the way, I'll see you guys next week with an all-new Blu-ray update where we have a lot of good movies to talk about.